Good morning. It's around 7 o'clock in the morning. I got up a little after 5 and did my meditation and decided I wanted to get out on a hike. I've been gaining a little bit of weight lately and I haven't been hiking as much. It's not like I obsess over it or anything. I'm just kind of paying attention. And I feel like getting in some hiking anyway it seems like whenever I go hiking, it shakes everything loose. It's like a meditative, you know. So yesterday I met with my twin flame. Yesterday was Wednesday, and the last time I saw him before this was on Saturday. And on Friday is when we had that big episode. And but Saturday's meeting was really nice. And yesterday he called me, actually a couple of times, and he told me he was on his way to the beach, so I told him I would meet him there. And then we sat until around midnight. We sat with our friends there at the beach. There's always, the fun thing about the beach is that there's like a home set there with the friends that live there, and then people from around, different people like me, like him, and there's lots of other people that come just on like they come down and spend an evening. And like for instance, when I go there to visit, then I bring things. Yesterday I took, just to give you an idea, I took flour and a can of mushrooms that I had, and some like noodles that they could cook, and there was something else I don't remember what. Oh, cookies. So to help allow them to live that kind of life, because when you go there and you sit, you really get in the atmosphere of what it feels like to just live there, just to be. There's no pressure. You just are. You sit there. The waves are coming in, the breeze. You pay attention. Everything. Look at this. It's a morning sun on those caves. But I like this. So really, I got up this morning, I ran out of milk. And my first coffee was like that much milk. And it was also the kind of milk that I less like. I don't drink real, I'm vegan. So the milk that I drink is like vegan milk. But there's this one kind that I really like. And I think that everybody likes it because a lot of times it's out at the supermarket and at the gas station. So I had this other almond milk, and I only had like this much to put in my coffee this morning. So it wasn't the perfect coffee this morning. Listen to the bats. The more and more faith I have with this twin flame journey, it really, and something that I'm also noticing with other people that I meet on this twin flame journey are also coming to the exact same realizations. All of a sudden, I see God in everything. And God isn't just like this big thing in the sky. I grew up kind of anti because, well, first of all, I got that anti from my mother because she grew up in a really strict, her grandfather was like a spiritual leader, a Christian spiritual leader that came and opened up a church in Jerusalem, the Seventh Day of God or something like that in Jerusalem. And so she was part of, and she was born in the States. So they were American, but she got to Israel when she was 6. And so she really has issues with religion and God, and because it was kind of stuffed down her throat when she was younger. And so, oh, what is that? Oh, it's just a rock. It's not that pretty. It looked pretty from where I was sitting. So I'm going to start heading down, and then I think I'm going to start heading back down the valley. I'm not going to hike up there because the sun is already there. I was there day before yesterday. So I sat up there for a while. What I do want to do is maybe I'll hike up that crevice over there. Look at that. Here, let me turn around and show you. I think I've hiked up that crevice before, but see, that's the crevice. So if I can find a way just to hike up that and make it to the top, that could be a really interesting hike. So yesterday he called me and we met at the beach. And now I feel like I need to talk about addictions because it is something that is coming up in between him and I. And and addictions can really be anything. It's any kind of dependency. It can also be, addictions are also behaviors, ways of, being if you habitually play the role of the Korban is like when victim. Also being a victim is an addiction because you don't have to stand up in your power and make decisions. If you're the victim, everything's happening to you. You have no control over the situation. It's places of addiction are places where your power is getting away from you and you're handing over your power to something external or external. Even your emotions, in some sense, are external than yourself because your emotions are your guidance system for here on this plane, on this 3D plane. Okay, I'm finding a way up, see? That looks like a way it might take me up to that valley. Let's see. See, the thing is also with the dogs is that if I get to a place where it's just like a sheer rock, like a lot of times, if it's a place that the dogs can't go and I don't see any other alternative route for them, then I just won't hike it. But a lot of times, the easiest route for me would be straight up a rock face, and I can see that they can find a different way, so I'll just let them. So addictions really can be behaviors, and we were talking about this last night too. My twin explains this really well too. He's a guide for life. He gives people guidance, but spiritual guidance, real guidance, not guidance on like how to make it in the matrix. Well, I guess it is also that. He gives practical guidance too, but it's based on your spiritual self, which any kind of true guidance would have to be, because that's your true self, right? It's all part. So with addiction. So lately, I have this dance with marijuana. See, the truth is, I need to articulate this. See, when I smoke marijuana, it like takes you into this other dimension. It takes you into this different plane and shows you all of these different, it takes you for an adventure in your own mind. And you become, see, it like opens everything up wide, but it doesn't bring anything down into focus. And it brings it like opens up your, see, I want to say spirituality, but it's kind of like a farce because it's an illusion. Because when you smoke marijuana, it like feeds itself, right? When you smoke marijuana, it takes away the edge or lets you think about things. You're not worried about things. You see the big picture, or so you think you see the big picture. But it's kind of like the marijuana does it to you. If you don't smoke marijuana, then you don't have all of that. It's kind of like the alcoholism. This smells so good. I think I'm going to take some and make some tea. I don't know exactly what it is, but I know that you can make tea out of it. I'm just going to take a couple of ones. There's all sorts of plants that grow. They have all sorts of medicinal uses. See, there's another one over there. I want to go over there. I'll just find another one on the way up because they're all over the side of the mountain. See, there's a plant over there I wanted to get to. You see those two little bushes over there? I wanted to get to those, but I don't feel like getting off of my hiking trail. And besides, here's one right behind me. Oh, no. 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 That's not anything. And now my fingers are like sticky with the plant residue. So lately I've been a little bit struggling with it. Like for a few years, I was actually smoking all the time. And I had all sorts of excuses for it. But what I've noticed is that when I quit smoking, when I quit smoking, oh, look at the mountain, look at the caves from here. It's beautiful. So when I quit smoking, I noticed that there's a lot more movement in my life. All of a sudden, I'm way more focused. All of a sudden, everything in my life starts moving along. I have energy all the way up to the evening. When I smoke, it's like at 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm already letting myself off the hook. And not only that, I'm not focused on anything. So I have all these ideas, and these ideas are coming to me, and oh, I should do that, and I should do this, and I should do that, and I should do this. And then I get out and I start hiking, and then the end of the day comes and it's gone. And it's like everything opens up when you're smoking marijuana, and it becomes like this big cloud, but you understand all these things. They're really exciting, but it's kind of like an illusion, because when you come to try to bring it down into the 3D world, somehow it doesn't come together. Also because when you're up in that illusion, you just want to stay up in that illusion, right? So instead of coming down, you know, if I could use marijuana for things that were like healthy for me, like, okay, use it once in a while to open everything up. What are they doing in there? There's a little cave there. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing in there? It's probably one of those wild boar dens. It for sure is, because I can see all sorts of little... I'm going to put it down because I have to tie my shoe. So I've been struggling lately a little bit with marijuana. And my twin, he has been, I guess, talking to me about it. And then lately he's been really getting on track with his business and his life and doing things and moving along, and everything's like moving. And then he'll say things to me like, this is lovely. He'll say things to me like that he doesn't want to be around for a while. He'll say, well, for a while, I don't want to be around that atmosphere because it's not the same energy as what he is doing now, which is, I need to look, I'll turn around so you can see. This is where I'm going. I'm trying to get under those trees over there to see if there's a way up. I bet you there is, but I came in a way of, there's like a bush here. I think I'm going to go around this tree. So you're coming with me on a hike, and I'm debating my hike on the video with you. Yeah, it looks like there's a much clearer entrance under the tree this way, under a different tree. So, ooh, I don't know if the dogs are going to be able to make it up that. It seems like I've done this before, and that somehow I helped them along, and they were able to get up. I don't know about it. It doesn't, I don't know. Look, see, I can hike up that for sure. I don't know if the dogs are going to be able to get up that. I certainly can't film and hike up that at the same time, so I'm going to have to figure out what I'm doing. So, he's so sweet. We've done this before with the quitting smoking, and I find that when I quit smoking, after just a few days, the first few days are like the first few days you're kind of, because you're still used to having that like out. And it's not that I've been smoking now for a lot or a long time. I basically have been smoking like in the evenings here and there, but it's become, first it's here and there, and then it becomes like almost every evening, and then you start smoking earlier. But in any case, I feel like it does something to your life. It like puts you in this kind of in la la land. I like smoking. I'm not bashing it, and I'm not saying this about anybody else. I'm saying it about myself. It seems like when I want power and I want to be able to move things along in my life, it's like a big shifting. When I want to take my whole life and move it forward, then I need to take all my power back to me and not let it like seep out the sides. It's just seeping out the sides is like, okay, first of all, smoking, and then it takes my mind away and takes my concentration, and takes my focus, and then I just want to be in la la land and out in nature, which I like doing anyway. And but I really feel like for a big shift, like if I want to bring energy into my life, and I feel kind of lately just bored with my life. Not really bored, because I always have things going on and I like going out into nature, but the big, like maybe not in the micro, but in the big picture, I really don't feel like I have a lot going on. I still have my Amazon business and my Etsy business and the gift shops, but there's nothing there that excites me. It's all just kind of maintaining to make a living, but I don't feel like I get my full expression in that place. The thing that I feel the most passionate about is making videos and hiking, and this whole twin flame thing. I don't even know, like, I don't even feel like it's something I'm passionate about. I feel like it's something that has been put on my plate and that I have to deal with, and it takes up a lot of my think time and do time, and it's always there in the background. And just lately, I think, yeah, I keep on saying that because it keeps getting easier and easier and easier as I go along, easier and easier and easier, and every time it gets a little bit easier, a little bit easier, and every time I think, oh wow, I overcame so much, and then the next week I overcome more, and then the next week I overcome more. I feel like I'm overcoming, like somehow I how do I explain it? It's like balancing this energy. It's like this energy can be there, and it can be kind of like suspended in the air, and I can balance it. And it doesn't have to be anything. It's like timeless. It doesn't have to be anything. It just is what it is at the time that it is. And sometimes I feel like my twin has this thing going on where he just kind of, there's so many different timelines going on, so many different stories going on. Like yesterday when he called me, and he called me twice, energetically, I felt like he was fishing. And what do I mean by fishing? He called me to encourage me. He told me, I'm calling just to encourage you, because of quitting to smoke, right? And when somebody quits smoking, anyway, he was calling me to encourage me and to see how I was doing. And we didn't talk the day before on Tuesday. I think that was the first day this week that we didn't even talk. And so there was like a big buffer in between him and I. Or did we talk? No, I think on Tuesday we didn't talk at all. I don't think we talked at all. And so on Wednesday, I don't know, there's like so many multiple different timelines going on. And when they all come into one, it'll be the whole picture, which is all of these outer layers come down into this 3D layer, and they're all going on simultaneously, and they all become one story. And I feel like the only way for them to all become one story is to come into the now. And I realize how much, now that I'm coming further and further into the now and allowing myself, like, I'm out hiking, and I you know, once upon a time, I would be upset with myself. Like, why are you out hiking when you have all this work to do? But I realized that all the pressure around that, what I'm doing here is part of the work. It's part of my working, because having constant pressure on the work, first of all, the work is uninspired. It's okay. I can sit down and I can do a whole bunch of dishes too, you know, so it's uninspired. And when I get out like this, my thoughts get moving. Everything gets moving. My emotions get moving. It lightens up my life. It makes my body move, my mind move. The blood is flowing. I'm breathing. It's like rejuvenating. And it seems like a lot of times the best ideas come when I'm out hiking and not thinking about anything. My mind is just absent, and then all of a sudden, boom, an idea comes into my head that's like the most genius idea. I'm waiting for something to come in and just overtake me. You know, like falling in love when you meet somebody and you're swept off your feet. So I'm waiting to be swept off my feet by something. I want something. If something is coming in, I can feel it. There's something big coming. Before my big depression, I went through this massive depression for months, and it took me, I think, over a year to just kind of crawl out of it. But before I went, and I had never been in a depression like that. Before that, I would always say, oh, I'm so depressed. But when you're saying you're so depressed, you're not. When you're so depressed, it's like you're a shell. There's nothing there. Even saying I'm so depressed doesn't give you relief from being depressed. It's like, I don't even know I don't even want to get into it, because I don't want to connect back to that right now. And anyway, it's a long story, and it deserves its own respect, and maybe a dedicated video on my other channel that I'm going to open. Channel that where I actually come in and talk about things like that I have overcome and realized. What's down there? There's something crawling down there. Okay, I thought it was a snake, but it's not. It's just a little lizard with those tiny little short legs. And you can't really see it anyway because it's going in and out of the leaves here. So I'm not going to try to film it. I don't even see it now. It's like going under the leaves. So I make this other YouTube, and talking about what I'm going to do also helps me do it. Make this other YouTube video about depression and things like that. So I'm thinking that maybe I will pause this video, because I do need to get going. I want to be home by like 8 something so that I can continue working. I have so much to do, so many things that I'm planning on doing. And so I really want to get a roll on this today. And my mom just wrote to me to ask me if I'm going into town today, and I don't think I am. Am I? I don't know. I'm not going to think about it now. I wasn't planning on it. The dogs are definitely not going to make it up there, and I'm definitely not going to be able to lift them up there, so I'm not going to do it. Yeah, there's no way that I could lift them up that and hold on to the side of the mountain at the same time. Okay. So I'm going to start hiking back down. I think I'm just going to go. This was good enough. Good enough. I'm just going to hike back out of the mountain and go down and get milk from the gas station, which was my excuse for hiking or going on a long hike anyway. I don't need excuses. I wanted to go on this hike. I love those caves over there. So that is like, I feel with the marijuana, I know how it goes. The first couple of days are the hardest. Like, there's a pull. And I feel like yesterday, he was so sweet. He's so sweet. We had such a good time. And we were with other people the whole time. And I feel like I'm really, really starting to let go and just allow things to be, especially the things that are out of my control. And I know that him and I have this connection. I can already trust on that because I see it. I feel it. I know it. He knows me inside and out, and I see him. And whether there's attraction there or not attraction, you know, it still goes through my mind. And, you know, because yeah, I know how it works. I know how it works from the opposite side, from men that are attracted to me that, you know, I like as friends, and I think they're really cool people. But that attraction isn't there. And I know what that feels like, and that it can exist. And so I'm just kind of letting that go, trying to let that go, and just letting things, allowing things to be, because I realize that the friendship is really worth it. The friendship that we have is spectacular. We're like best friends. And if I can get that energy, you know, that chasing energy, the jealous energy, because what is jealousy? Jealousy is stopping that other person from doing what they want to do, right? So that's where jealousy, right? Because if he wants to talk to somebody and I'm jealous, and if I was his, or anybody, like when I was married, let's talk about that, because I don't want to let's talk about that. When I was married, you know, if you have a jealous spouse, then it turns you, it like closes you. You know, because if you know that your spouse is jealous, then you don't talk to all the people that you want to talk to, because, you know, it's not that serious. But it's really closing somebody off and not allowing them to fully experience life. And in any case, if I have to hold somebody to me through jealousy and not through them knowing all of the options, you know, because if I close somebody in a box and don't allow them to see anybody else, and then I'm the only option, look at me, look at me, look at me, and put blinders on them, then they're choosing me by force, kind of. You know, maybe weakness, feeling like they can't go anywhere else. Like there's pieces of pottery, ancient pottery everywhere. That's what I love so much about living in Israel. See, people used to dwell in these. You see all those little caves on the side, they're all carved out. They have like square entries. They were all little houses. And I'm sure that they had that whole massive cave. It's massive. From here you can't see how big it is, but it's massive. I'm sure that they had it like all fixed up with probably stairs and all sorts of things. They probably had it all worked out. But I know that they did live in there. And some of those little caves up in there are even plastered, like they have plaster on the walls, which is really cool. And so really jealousy is like hijacking somebody. It's like holding somebody in place. And not only that, I don't want to hold somebody in place with the jealousy, like don't talk to anybody else because you might like them more than you like me. Isn't that insecurity right there? That's the ultimate insecurity. And not only the ultimate insecurity, it's also well, it's a different side of insecurity. It's like I'll take somebody even if they choose me not by choice. Like I'm going to force them to choose me. It's like it's like licking the batter out of the bowl instead of eating the cake. You know, I want somebody to choose me because of me, and they can speak with anybody else that they want, but there's only one of me. And if they want to be with me, it's because of me and who I am. And if along the way they go and they find somebody else that they want to be with more than they want to be with me, I don't want somebody, you know, or even why the choice. Like you can enjoy, let's say, I can enjoy having a couple with one person, and that we have, you know, that we're together by choice, and that by choice we're loyal to each other in whichever ways that we decide loyalty is, or whatever we decide that it is. Let's say if we decide that you don't have sex with another person, or, you know, because also I don't want to be cut off for, like, with me also, I don't want a man in my life that won't let me speak with other men because he's jealous. It's a total turnoff. it's a total turnoff. Besides that, I would like to have contact with whoever I want to have contact with. And there's lots of men that are very interesting and that I love talking to and that have interesting, it's like if you get married and then you don't speak with men, like you don't have any kind of close conversations with men, it's like half the world or half of the world's knowledge is closed off from you. It's like half of the people you can't talk to, which is just silly. Why? Because we have different, because we're a different sex. It's just silly. So yesterday I really felt like, first of all, I felt like he was really there for me. Because yesterday was I went a full day. Before that, I was just smoking a little bit. But yesterday, I went really like cold turkey. I made a decision to not smoke. And then from the afternoon, he was already there. And we spent all the evening together until night, until it's like overtired, until midnight when I went to sleep. And so I feel like he's kind of energetically what it felt like and what it feels like. And I know that he does things, similar things or things like this or even this purposefully, that he will, good for you, Lola. Wait, Lola, wait. She has a sticker stuck to her. And so she pulled it off her hind leg and then it got stuck on her front leg. Look how cute she is. See? Wait, there, let's get this. Damn it. Sticky stickers. So that's all about letting go of jealousy on the twin flame journey, knowing my place, and also feeling like I feel like this. Even purposely or not purposely, he has this knack for being in the right place at the right time, or saying the right thing, guide for life, saying the right thing to the right person right when they need to hear it. Encouragement, all of these things. My shoes, these shoes just come untied. And there we go. And I felt like this warm blanket, like this warm velvety blanket that he comes over me, like this kind of like a it's just kind of like a warm, like if somebody was holding you like this with the weed, with the getting off the weed. Like for the first night, I felt like he just held my hand through it. And we had a really nice night. There was nothing. There was no like extremities to it. It was just nice and flowing. There was no, a lot of times when we meet, it's just the whole evening. It's just funny. I'm rolling, or there's all these things on the twin flame journey that shake you up. But there was nothing of that yesterday. It was just nice. And it was just nice. And I realized that it can just be like that. It's just there. Just kind of there. It doesn't have to be anything else. And as long as I'm not in expectation or trying to pull something or bring something, or, as long as I'm not doing anything like that. They didn't really have a smell. As long as I'm not doing anything like that, or he isn't, or like, yeah, then all's good. All's good. And like I was saying in that video yesterday, if I find somebody that I'm attracted to and that I want to go on some kind of rendezvous with, I've learned so much on this twin flame journey. First of all, I'm not held down. I'm not bound by anybody. Nobody, if let's say like you have let's say you like are open for a relationship and you have like your rope out. Nobody's grabbed a hold of my rope. Rope. Nobody has, I'm not, you know, maybe I have dedication in my heart. Like I feel dedicated to certain things, but nobody has dedicated themselves to me, and I haven't dedicated myself to anybody. So as long as it's like that, if I meet somebody, that somebody comes along and I meet them, and I figure I don't have to go chasing anything. First of all, I don't feel like I don't feel like the urge to chase anything. I'm so tired of this. I want to bring excitement into my personal life, like my work and my kids and the things that I do. Projects. I want exciting projects. I like projects. And see, I feel like I don't all the relationship stuff. I'm so tired of it. I'm so tired of thinking about it. I'm so tired of gushing over it. I'm so tired of being yanked out of place by it. I'm just like, I'm over it. Over it and not over it at the same time. But I feel like I'm tired of it. And I feel like I have all this stuff going on in my life, all this stuff, and I'm so busy, and every day I'm like frazzled but at the same time I'm like busy and bored. I'm bored. I really feel like I need to settle into myself, like all the way in, and see what it is that really will start moving me. And I think in order for that to happen, it's exactly what I'm doing now. You know, I have to, in order for that to happen, first of all, I need to start making movement in my life, because even just the last few days when I started going in and updating my listings and using new keywords and doing advertising and stuff, it's starting to get that moving again in me. The thought of how to do things, you know, to start getting something moving. And the minute I have movement, then all of a sudden there's more ideas that come in on top of that movement, right? So it's not like if I lay back and watch the clouds that ideas are going to come flowing. No, I need to start creating some kind of movement. And also, if I want more revenue in my life, then like money, right? By means of money, then I need to I need to start opening up, I would say, like I need to start opening up places on which the money can flow to me. So put up new products, maybe put up, you know, start moving things in that way, where there's actually places that are hooked in between me and my life and the mainstream of abundance. You know, running around in the mountain doesn't connect me to, you know, it's not like I want to be in the matrix, but just running around on the mountain, unless the mountain provides for me, then it's not going to move any way in that, it's not going to move anything in that way. It might give me inspiration, it might give me calm, it might give me like energy, it might give me ideas, but it's definitely not going to bring anything to me in the flow. I have to open up. And also I feel like there's a belief here, that a total belief in what I'm doing. So the way that I see it, God is everything. God is all around me. There is no absence. Like, there is no absence between me and the world around me. Wherever I am and I'm moving, the world is moving around me. So if I'm moving on the mountain, the world is moving around me. So if I believe a certain thing and hold the thought of that thing, then my world will shape around that thing. That thing will come into me. There's no doubt in my mind, because I can see how it works energetically, and it also, I can see how it works in the physical world. If you put your focus on something, you're always thinking about it, and you're believing it's coming to you, then you're in the world and you're watching for that thing. So every single sign that you see is because those are the thoughts that are active in your mind. Somehow you're going to be connecting it to that. So if I'm out here on a hike and my mind is on me making money, then I'm connecting this hike to that. And I'm connecting it by way of saying, okay, I'm getting out and I'm getting everything that I said in this video already. This is how I connected it. So then everything that you do becomes connected to it. When you put your focus on something really strong. And then eventually you're noticing everything. You're noticing everything. You're noticing all the opportunities, and the opportunities start coming to you. Like this last week, I had 3 jobs that came to me. 2 that, okay. So the first job on Friday, somebody came up to me and they said, there's a really, and it's a good job, but I don't want it. It's like a full-time, have to coordinate. It would have been a really good job for me once upon a time. Coordinate tourist buses and make sure that they make, what restaurants they go to, and that would have been a really good job for me at one point, but I just can't dedicate myself like that. Could you imagine me getting up in the morning now and being dedicated to somebody else's vision? I just can't see it. So I feel like the first thing that I need to do is really put together my vision. And because once I have my vision together, then anything that I think on doing, I can measure up with my vision and see if it's in sync with it. Because I don't feel like putting my life power into anything that doesn't fulfill my purpose and mission here on this planet, on this earth. And that the twin flame journey, that is part of it is the mission. And maybe these videos, I was thinking about it. These videos, I was thinking, I want something that comes easy to me. I want something that comes naturally to me, something that I feel like doing, something, the things that I've done in my life that have really been like life changers. I've been so passionate about that they just took me. I didn't have to force myself down any road. I didn't have to force myself to sit and do it. I was so excited about it that I would get up in the morning and let me do this. I'd be so excited about it. I want to find that kind of excitement again. The only thing I feel kind of excited about in that way are these videos. And I think that is because I understand something in me. First of all, something in me is doing it. Because I was writing to somebody in the comments yesterday that I really do feel like this is my God's work. Because first of all, it's happening by itself. It's these videos, they're happening by themselves. I look back, there was years and years and years and years that I didn't take hardly any pictures. Also because I was very overweight. I weighed twice as much as I weigh now when I was married. And I weighed twice as much as I weigh now. And I was addicted to alcohol. So I have this addictive, I think that a lot of highly spiritual people that are like thrown into this world have addictive personalities. First of all, because the addictive personality, we see it as something negative, but it's not. It's addictive personality, and this is something I could also do a video about. An addictive personality actually it's a sort of genius. It's an attribute that because it can take you down the rabbit hole into things. Really, you can get hooked on things and really, really go deep on them with your focus. And that's the addictive personality. And the way that we use addictive personality is in the negative sense, because for the most part, when we see somebody that has an addictive personality, it's usually to alcohol, to weed, to cigarettes, to tobacco, or to things that don't serve them. But the reason that I think is very highly connected, everybody's spiritual. People that are very highly connected to their spirituality or to this the other path. Like there's a beetle. I just want to turn it over. Here, just give it a little stick. You can grab onto it there. See? Okay, there's something wrong with that beetle. That's why it was turned over. But an addictive personality, if you take it and you use it as your strength, then it can lift you so high, because you can take that power, that addictive power, and put it into some kind of something you're passionate about. thing is that when you have it, you also have to really watch it, because it gets caught. The addictive thing gets caught on all sorts of different things. It can get caught on behaviors. They can get caught. You can get caught up with an addictive personality. I really want to stop here. I could just keep on going and going and going and going. Also hiking, but also talking. But really, I'm about 2 minutes away from the car, and I really want to just finish up this hike by myself. So I stop for a minute so I can think and connect. But this, I'm starting to feel like I'm really taking the power back in my life, and it's been a process, and it is a process, and I feel like everything is happening exactly as it's supposed to be happening. And with this marijuana, giving up marijuana, I feel like it's a long time coming. It's been coming. I've been working on it. And the truth is, if I'm really, really honest with myself and with everybody else about it, I don't see marijuana as a bad thing. I see, well, unless it's abuse, right? But let's say just marijuana in itself, it has so many healing properties. I know that I've done mega work with marijuana. I don't see marijuana as a bad thing. My ideal state with marijuana would be to where I am completely in control of it, to where I don't have to eliminate it from my life, but that I can use it here and there. Also for, because I can see sometimes that I can use it with channeling, or in certain situations, like if I and I can use it for healing, because it opens up this route. So what I would really like to use it for is like shamanic ceremonies. So even just giving it up on a daily basis, not having it at all, unless there is like a ceremony that I want to do, or a healing circle that I want to do, or something unique, something special, for something for good use. And then the rest of the time, like, have control over my, it's basically just what I want is control over my being, so that I can use these things as a medicine, and not as an addiction or a way to run away from my life, or to take focus off my life, or anything that. And besides, I noticed that with marijuana, like if you're smoking daily, it already doesn't do anything for you but fog up your mind. And then when you quit, after a while, you look back at the time when you were smoking, it just looks like one big fog, because you're in a different dimension, because you're seeing yourself through this like haze of this other dimension. So you have the memories because you were there, but there's some kind of disconnection between this timeline and that timeline. But the ultimate for me would be able to have so much power over my own, my own being, that I could use it as a medicine, as it's meant to be used. I really don't see, but it has to be certain within myself. And in order to get there, I have to go through this, which is the actual just quitting and giving it up completely. It's like giving up also the twin flame journey. It's the same thing. It's giving up these places that you're holding. It's giving up. It's like a letting go. Shing. There's no forcing. There's no holding. It's just kind of like, just letting it go. And I feel like it's pretty much the same thing like it is. So see, I ended up coming all the way to the car with the anyway. Come on, Dickies. Come on. See the difference in the noise out here when you get to the car, between the noise, what's going on in the valley? It's like two different worlds. All of a sudden I'm in the busy world. So that's my morning. I'm going to get busy. I'm first going to go down to the gas station and get myself some milk so I can have a decent cup of coffee this morning. Hopefully they have the kind of milk that I like. And then I'm just going to go home and I'm going to get busy on this day. So thank you for watching. Oh, wow. It's been like 48 minutes. Thank you for watching.